This coaching session is going to be about creating your sales plan, which is obviously the first part of any Buccaneer journey that you go on. As I said, the important part of a Buccaneer is understanding your sales plan. And so what I want to do is to look at the concept of planning. And as Benjamin Franklin said, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. And a lot of businesses don't have sales plans. They start off and they just don't set things up ahead of time. They just get busy trying to earn their money. So the question is, why have a sales plan? So there's 6 important questions. First one is, who do you want as customers? And that's identifying who your customers are. And then, why do you want them as customers? Because just having enough customers isn't the answer. It's having the right customers. Are the customers that you're using the right sort of customers? And then we're going to look at how many customers do you want? How will you find them? Why will they buy from you? And how will you make this happen? And these are all key aspects of setting up a sales plan. Why do you want someone to be a customer? Why do you have them as a customer is a key question, because what makes a good customer for you is not what makes a good customer from anyone else. One of the things that people have often said is you don't really want anybody to be a customer. You want the right sort of person. Then you need to identify how many customers you actually want, how many customers you're going to need to make your sales goals a reality. And then you've got to think about how you're going to find them, why they will buy from you, and how you will make this happen. And then I want you to think about this. Give me 6 hours a day to chop down a tree, and I'll spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe. And the point there is that the plan that you spend is far more important than you realize than just getting out trying to get the business in. Because if you can work out your plan from the very get-go, then you could save a lot of time in making mistakes that will stop you from achieving the goal you want to achieve, which is as many customers through your doors or that you're dealing with as possible, that pay you as quickly as possible to give you the best margin as possible, so that you can spend more time living your life and less time running around going after customers. Let's look at who you want as a customer. And the question I ask here is, what makes a good customer? And the 3 things that I think make a good customer are this. Are they easy to work with? Do they pay you on time? And do they refer you and generate more customers for you? The last thing to think of here is, what can you do to identify them? Let's look on to what you're actually selling. As Albert Einstein said, if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. So what are you selling? Can you describe the benefits of your solution simply and easily? Whether that is tiling, Wendy, print, Mitch, travel advice and bookings, cleaning of kitchen material, health and safety, digital services, it doesn't matter. Can you describe the benefits of your solution? Not what you do, but what you do for your customers. So Han, in your example, it would be, can people understand why they should use your service as opposed to going direct? And price is not the reason why they're going to use your service. It's what are the real benefits? What are those intangibles that make the difference between somebody using you and not using you? Charles Dickens, I don't know if you've seen this quote before. This is McCorver said this in David Copperfield. Annual income, £20. Annual expenditure, 19 and 6. The result, happiness. Annual income, £20. With annual expenditure, £20, 0 and 6. Result, misery. We're in this to make profit, is the point. So what are you selling your service, your goods, what you do for? And the reason we ask that is, if you're not selling it and making money, wasting your time. Do you understand your cost of sales? Do you understand how much it costs you to get a customer through the door and out again? Do you understand your profit margin between what you're charging a customer and what it's costing you to make? Do you understand your overall profit for the business and what you are going to be making? And do you, most importantly, understand what is your break even? And break even isn't what it is for you in terms of, it costs me £20 in goods, put the order through, I charge it for 40, so my break even is £20. It's not that. It's what's your break even per month that you need in profit in order for you as a person or you as a business to break even for that month. So if you say, right, I need to have £3,000 that month, every month, in order for me to break even, that's covering all my costs as a human being and the cost for running the business and making sure that you can put food on the table and everything is sorted for that month, that's your break even. Now, if you make profit of, let's say for simplicity, 50%, then in order to do break even, your sales are not £3,000. They are £6,000 because 50% is costs. Your break even point will be £6,000 of paid invoices to deliver that £3,000 of profit that's going to allow you to break even in your life or business. Let's look at some goals. And all goals should be SMART. Now, George T. Duran, a mid-level manager at an American company in 1981, created this acronym of SMART. In other words, a goal should be specific. In other words, detailed. What do I exactly want? Measurable. Can I measure it and work out what I'm achieving? Is it attainable? So if your goal was, I want to be a time traveler, is that physically attainable? Is it relevant? In other words, is it important to you? Because your goals and my goals will be different. And T, is there a time on it? Because any goal that hasn't got a deadline on it is just a dream and will never be achieved. Which leads us on to your financial goals. And this is so important, and so many people don't do this. How much profit do you want to achieve in the next 12 months? That's not a case of, I want to have a lot of money, because that is not a goal. Because what is a lot of money to you is not a lot of money to me. You need to say, this is what I want to earn. This is exactly how much money I wish to get. Because if you don't set a profit goal, then how are you going to achieve it? If you don't decide this is what I want to earn, the likelihood is you won't achieve it. So use SMART goals to create your plan, particularly with regards to financials. And then we have to start making it, which, as Nike said, means just do it. First, create the sales plan. What is your company's USP? And USP means unique sales proposition. What separates you from the competition? And do you have a mission statement? What is your mission statement? And if you might think, well, only big companies have a mission statement, it's really important that you all consider that you have a mission statement. And the mission statement is not what you do, it's your values. So McDonald's has a very famous mission statement, and it isn't hot burgers cheap or hot food convenient. It's this: quality, value, convenience, and service. And that's their mission statement. Nothing else, just those 4 words. So think about, what is your mission statement? Let's move on to create a sales plan too. So where do you see your company in 1, 3, and 5 years? Then you've got to think, how many new customers do I need every month? Because if you've worked out your break even and you worked out your average sales value to a customer, which we do in the sales plan, then you'll know how many new customers you need every month. And then you've got to think, well, what am I doing to generate the customers? Because it's just saying, right, well, I need 50 new customers. What are you doing to generate them? Oh, well, I don't know really. Hopefully they'll just come, and people, come to me. I'll meet people. And have you got a plan? What's your sales and marketing plan to generate the customers? And then importantly, when will you start doing this? When will you start putting these plans into action? And who will do it? Plenty of people come up with a plan, go, oh, I've got a really good plan, but never do it. Because if you never put the plan into action, I guarantee it's never going to get achieved. So moving to sales plan 3. What sales and marketing activities will you undertake? In other words, how are you going to bring those customers in? And then with those activities set, you can set your KPIs for that for activity. KPIs are key performance indicators. So we are talking about things like, how many phone calls will you make? How many emails will you send? How many people will you contact on LinkedIn? How many venues or locations will you drop a leaflet in? What will you do every day, every week, every month. This is the sort of stuff you need to start recording everything you do. So if you're going to send 10 emails, you can send them and you've done it. Then you can do them and monitor the results. So I've got things like my 100 call sheets that we've shared with you before and other collateral that we use. Very important. Set your KPIs, actually do them, and monitor the results of those activities. So if you do visits and you do 10 emails, how many responses do you get? Because if you don't know what's working, how can you know if it's the right thing to do? Just throwing out lots of opportunities and lots of emails and doing everything again and again and again might make you feel that you're doing something, but you could just be spinning on the hamster wheel, feeling like you're being busy, but not actually getting anywhere. And there's a phrase they use in sales training is, I'm very busy, but being a busy idiot. I'm not calling anyone an idiot, of course. Okay. Fall 7 times, get up 8. It's one of my favorite Japanese proverbs. You will have issues doing this. You will find and go down blind alleys when you're creating this plan and setting things up. It doesn't matter. It's part of the learning process. Do not give up. Fall 7 times, get up 8. Still standing. So it's over to you now, because creating a sales plan significantly increases your chances of success. Following it almost guarantees it. So what's stopping you?